Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for C Plus Studios and a Paper Saber universe. Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother. And it's been one hell of a Monday. Crazy news all over the place that's not in the world of professional wrestling. But what is in the world of professional wrestling is CM Punk on the show that we're going to talk about right now, Monday Night Raw. They are in Chicago. And before the show even began, Punk was all over the place on Twitter because he was backstage at this Monday Night Raw. There's a video with him and Tamina, and he was saying hi to a lot of the wrestlers in the back, but he was asked to leave, and it was reported that Vince McMahon wanted him gone because he's under contract with AEW still. And they said he talked to Triple H. I'm like, what is going on? You know, this is interesting times we're living in. You know, everything that's happened with CM Punk and the rumors of him teaming with FTR to take on the Elite at Wembley Stadium and All In. You know, it's just one of those things. Like, you know, he has the advantage to go wherever he wants. He can be in AEW, he can be in WWE. He can do nothing. He's got more money than we probably even know. So it's probably not even about the money at this point. It's just about what's going to happen, you know. So that was the big one, him backstage. What was he doing there? That, you know, and it's just going to unfold. There's going to be probably more things that's going to come out of it tomorrow. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Punk being back in WWE. But I've also said my stuff what happened with Punk a while ago with the Elite and everything like that. There's that podcast I dropped, and how I said if he did come back to WWE, he would not be able to be the pipe bomb, you know, the guy in AEW that he was in AEW, all the trash he was talking, this and that. He wouldn't have that range and freedom, you know, like he did in AEW, because he pretty much had, you know, Tony Khan on his side for everything. And CM Punk was huge when he came back. So I don't know if a Punk in WWE is awesome or is it awesome? You know, like, what do you guys think? Do you think CM Punk should come back to WWE, or should he stay in AEW, try to reconcile his relationships with the Elite and everybody in the locker room, or should he just start fresh and come back to Monday Night Raw? And, you know, it's funny, is like there was a lot of great memes I saw with Seth Rollins, you know, like, because Seth Rollins has said he doesn't like Punk or Phil, however he called him. And this was like right before WrestleMania. This is when the 2K game just dropped. And Seth had some words, but it could be a shoot, brother. Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk. Damn, you know, but it's also too, like, how rusty is Punk, you know, and is he going to stay in AEW? How does Tony Khan feel about this? You know, Tony's pretty chill though, from everything I've gathered, everything I understand, he's a pretty chill bruh. But, you know, let's keep speculating. CM Punk backstage, there's video of him, and the guy shooting the video is like, hey, I won't tell nobody if you come over here and take some pictures. I'm like, fuck you. Punk ain't got to do nothing for you. He already knew the risk going in, you know, because he is CM Punk. Going into a wrestling show, I think we all would have noticed CM Punk. But Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves on commentary. We're in Chicago. Big night. Cody Rhodes starts the show. And, you know, he talks about, like, you know, Brock Lesnar is going to understand that he can do whatever he wants. He's a coward. And he takes off his shirt and he shows the scar where his pec was torn. And that night, you know, because in Chicago was the infamous Hell in a Cell match where he took on Seth Rollins with that torn pec, black and blue. And you know what's crazy about that? I just thought about this, like, it just popped in my head right now. So as we're talking about it, in Chicago, that was the first new season 4 episode 1 of the New World Podcast run going on right now. That is mind-blowing to me because we're all the way back from the Hell, because if you look at the archives, season 4 starts with my review of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view when I finally got on track with these New World podcasts, all the way circled back to here, back in Chicago with Cody, showing off that scar. And I looked at my notes. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to look at my notes. I didn't say I looked at my notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my notes right now. But still, that's crazy. That's insane. 174 episodes later, we're still rocking with Cody, and there was a time when Cody left after that because he was beat up. So that's awesome. But Finn Balor comes out. He comes out and he's trying to tell Cody, you should join Judgment Day. This is why you lost at WrestleMania 39. This is why you needed to have someone to have your back. And that should be the Judgment Day. Cody Rhodes denies it, but he says, look, I wasn't medically cleared last week, but before we even started the show, I got medically cleared, so let's do this, me and you, Finn Balor. And I was like, oh my God, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, let's get it on, Cody and Finn. So you start the night off strong, and we start the night off strong with this match. This match seemed a little too short, but the Usos, Solo, the Bloodline versus the LWO, the Latino World Order. New theme music, looking awesome, rocking those LWO shirts, man. And it starts off with Viva la Raza, And I was like, oh, and the new theme, I was like, I can't wait to have that on my playlist. The Bloodline for the win. But they cut a promo afterwards saying like, hey, we're going to be the 9-time undisputed tag team champions again this Friday when we beat Kevin Owens and Sammy for the titles. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is a big WrestleMania main event rematch that's going to be this Friday. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Kathy Kelly was Bianca Belair. Damage Control interrupts. Io Sky, I thought they were going to give away this match with Io Sky and Bianca Belair, but they didn't. They're going to face each other at Backlash, but they did set up here 6-women tag team match because they kind of hinted like Io's like, I'll take you on now, and I was like, no. This is not a Raw. Like, Io is fucking awesome, and she needs a pay-per-view, but she's going to be on the pay-per-view now at Backlash. I was like, okay, cool. I'm happy. Then we got Rhea Ripley who's going to face Zelina Vega. Oh, life is good. Life is good, folks. Ooh. Jey Uso in the background. Backstage. Whatever. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped. Just got done watching the show. Jay's in the back. He's on the phone. And Sammy interrupts. And he's telling him like, yo, man, you were out there and you guys said you dedicated this win on Friday. You dedicated to Roman Reigns and blah, blah, blah. But why not this be for you if you guys win the championships? Trying to get into Jay's mind and tell him like, hey, man, you guys are way too much on Roman Reigns. But what has Roman Reigns done for you besides being your tribal chief? And he's telling him like, hey, but he also gets through to Jay in some certain way because later on, we'll talk about it here soon, but later on, there's a thing with him and Jimmy that made me go, oh man, and this Bloodline storyline is still holding up. I felt that after they won the Undisputed Tag Team titles, the storyline might go a little flat, especially when Vince is now back in somewhat charge and this and that. And all the rumors tonight saying like, he's doing a remote change to the script, changing up Raw. Raw felt fine. Like nothing felt Vincey in any way. Everything felt like it was Triple H, especially when we came to the big announcement that was going on. So, but, Jay kind of listened to Sammy and left. When we got a Trish package from last week, then Trish backstage interview talking about she is the greatest, she is, this and that. And it was just like, okay, I see you, Trish. I see you. The Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. The Street Profits for the win. This was a good as you can get match with all these competitors. I'm glad the Street Profits are slowly getting back on a roll on where they need to go next. I don't know what we're gonna do with Cedric Alexander or Shelton Benjamin. There was those rumors of the Hurt Business slowly getting back together, but I think they abandoned those ideas, which makes me kind of sad because I wanted to see the Hurt Business back together. You know, that faction was fucking awesome, and it just kind of dissolved away into nothingness. You know, and it was dope when Bobby Lashley was champion. We could have got the tag team championships on these two. You know, you could have had Omos get the Intercontinental Championship. You know, that faction would have been huge if they actually ran with it. It's kind of like, who is it? I was just thinking about them because I really do miss them. Why can't I think of their name? Huh? Oh, Hit Row. I was just thinking about Hit Row the other day, and I was like, man, brought up, kind of used, and then just fizzled out. You know, just fizzled out. I was like, bring back Hit Row. God damn it. But right here, the meats and potatoes of the show, folks. The meats and potatoes, in my opinion. Huge. Triple H big announcement. What is it? What's going on? Is he bringing back CM Punk? All of us are sitting there. What is going to happen? He says this is going to change and shake the foundation of the WWE. What's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The big gold belt is back, baby. Newly designed. We have, he just introduced, he said, wherever Roman is, because he's hitting that 1,000 days, he's the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And wherever he goes in the draft coming up this Friday or Monday, that's where he will stay. But we need a champion that will fight, because Roman has it in his contract to where he's not. You know, he doesn't need to defend the title all the time, but we need a champion that will, you know, and he introduces the new World Heavyweight Championship, that big gold belt looking fucking beautiful. I was like, oh, yes, you know, because now what do we do with Roman's titles? Do we just have him keep the one? Do we redesign his title to be the undisputed Universal title? You know, he's the master of the universe, you know, coming up on the 1,000 days. Are we going to get a new championship for him? And I'm going to tell you, I really like the design of this belt. I already see people like, oh, take the WWE logo off and, you know, have them be on the side. I like the way it looks, and I was like, oh, man. The World Heavyweight Championship is back, and it's molded in the shape of the big gold belt, but WWE style. And the winner whoever's going to hold this championship will be crowned at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia on May 27th. And I was like, holy shit. And then I said, holy shit again. And my wife's like, what's wrong, big head boy? I was like, okay, May 27th. That's going to be this Night of Champions show in Saudi Arabia. She goes, yes. I go, then the next night is NXT's Battleground. She goes, okay. And that same weekend is AEW's Double or Nothing. They are, WWE's throwing down the fucking Infinity Stones with the Infinity Gauntlet, Triple H in hand, bam. That's, you know, it just seems unfair. You know, they're like, oh yeah, we got this show here. It's going to be the night before Double or Nothing. So even more. And we got Battleground that same weekend. So a full jam-packed weekend of wrestling. You know, two WWE versus AEW and like who. Oh man, I know we all want to see who's going to be, because they teased it hard tonight. They teased that championship hard with Seth, with Finn Balor and everything like that. So we shall see. But huge news, Triple H has brought back the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, life is good. Judgment Day backstage, you know, Finn has to go get ready for his match and stuff like that. But, you know, Damian Priest says, I'll do what he needs to do. And he's like, Bad Bunny's on the way. And he's like, okay, it's like, fine, let Bad Bunny come. And Dominic's like, yeah, let him. punk ass. But we had the Bloodline backstage, and this is what I was talking about. He's like, hey, if we lose, what happens with us and Roman? And Jimmy's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I was talking to Sammy. He's like, why are you talking to Sammy, Oos? Jimmy got mad. He's like, yo, Oos. And Solo's back there just watching along, and the Enforcer's just looking on. He's just like, and the most silent one in the room is the most deadly. So the Usos are kind of slowly falling apart. So if they lose at, SmackDown this Friday, what happens next? Do they go their separate ways? Does the Tribal Chief take them both out with Solo taking them out as well because they're not worthy of being part of the Bloodline? And that what if we lose? What happens to us type thing? And Jimmy just got pissed, and left. But that's more on that later on because that was a little bit of the thread tonight. We had Damage Control versus Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan. This was a backstage thing because Bianca was doing a backstage interview. Damage Control interrupted, and that's why I talked about the Io Sky thing. But they have this match. Of course, Bianca, Liv, and Raquel, they for the win, beat Damage Control. Bayley got the kiss of death. And that was the 1, 2, 3. So slowly, I feel like we're going to have the Damage Control slowly fall apart. And I kind of love the fact that Io Sky is going to get an opportunity at that Raw Women's Championship at Backlash in Puerto Rico. So a big, big match out of that. Okay. They showed last week with Bobby Theory and Bronson Reed and the tsunami that Bronson Reed did to Bobby and everything like that. We get Austin Theory come out, the champ, cutting a promo, telling like, yo, I didn't pick this match. I didn't pick my opponents. This is what happened. Then Bobby comes out, then Bronson comes out. It comes into a big fight. And at a moment, Austin Theory is teaming up with Bronson Reed, and they're fighting and they're beating up Bobby, but Bronson Reed then attacks Theory and does a tsunami, and I'm like, I was just like, I like this because I was just like, I don't want to go into this match thinking that, it's two heels on a baby face and whatnot, and the two heels will team up, at some point during the match and then turn on each other. I wanted the turn to be right here. I was happy that Bronson Reed stood his ground and showed Austin Theory, like, look here, motherfucker, I'm going to take you out as well, and I'm going to pick up that title, put it over my head, and be the new United States champion. I was like, God damn, Bronson Reed, when he held that title, I was like, that just feels right. It feels right. So we shall see at Backlash, man. We had Boogs Elias backstage with Chad Gable. The Mustafa Ali interrupts. Otis is there with Maxine. And we have a little back and forth between Chad. They're talking about the draft, to Boogs and everything. Like, where are they going to go? What, his tag teams are going to get split up. What's going to happen when the draft happens? So everyone's worried, who's going to go where. Big shakeup this Friday. Chad Gable, with Maxine and Otis versus Mustafa Ali on this weird positive kick. I even had, and Mustafa Ali beat Chad Gable. Fuck. I don't know. Chad Gable deserves better. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Am I wrong that Chad Gable deserves better? Because they're already hinting with his Maxine and Otis. They're going to split up the Alpha Academy at one point, and that's going to be sad. It's going to be sad for me because I love the Alpha Academy, but Chad Gable just feels like he's being left in the dust. He's being left in the wind, like a fart in the wind. Don't do this to Chad. Chad Gable's awesome. When Mustafa Ali got the win, I was like, the wife was like, what's wrong? I was like, God damn him. Positive bastard. Sammy backstage, and Jimmy gets in his face and tells him, like, yo, why are you talking to Jay? You got to understand that we're going to take those championships back this Friday on SmackDown. So you better stop running your mouth and, stop bothering my brother because you made your choice. I made my choice, just like what Jay was saying, basically boiling it down like you need to stop and we're going to fight this Friday for those championships, and we're going to win those tag team titles back. So, very heated. The drama, I'm like, give these guys Oscars. All of them. Now we got Finn Balor versus Cody Rhodes. It was awesome, man. Such a great match, such a great finish. I'm happy that Cody was going to get the win. He's showing how strong he is going against Finn Balor, and like I said, I was really happy with this match. I was glad this match was out, because when this match happened, I was like, oh, this isn't the main event. And I was like, oh yeah, duh, Bad Bunny's there. They're going to save Bad Bunny for the end of the show. They have to, right? It's Bad Bunny. But I'm glad Cody and Finn got to do a match and have some fun in that ring. So it's definitely showcasing Cody's ready for Brock. He has the aggression, he has everything he needs, and ribs be damned or bruised, he's going to take on Brock Lesnar at Backlash. So great promo in the starting of the show, and great match here. Then we have Seth freaking Rollins, and he teases, he goes over to that championship, and he looks at it, and he's like, yes, the people deserve this. The people deserve a fighting champion, and this is something he's looking at, but guess who comes out? Omos, because they announced Omos versus Seth Rollins at Backlash, and all of us, even you could go check the last review, we all was like, wait, what? Omos? But you know what? This is credit to Seth. Because I was like, I don't understand this booking, but what Seth said to Omos made me care when I don't care, when I didn't care, because I was like, this is fucking weird. Why are these two facing each other, So, what Seth said, he's like, I'm going to make you famous. Why? Because I'm Seth freaking Rollins, looking at him, and he goes, afterwards, I'm going to stomp your head in, and you're going to hear them sing my song. Oh, I was just like, damn, Seth, damn, that made me care. And we only have 2 weeks to go for a match that wasn't even set up in any way. It just took Seth to say, I'm going to make you famous. Some Billy the Kid shit right there. Rey Mysterio's backstage, then we go to commercial, we cut to Riddle, Kevin Owens backstage, and Sammy walks in, and Kevin Owens is like, where were you? And he's like, I went and talked to Jimmy and Jay. He's like, what are you doing that for? He's like, what do you care? Why do you care? And Sammy's like, I care, man. This is just who I am. I care. And Kevin's not too happy with this, and Riddle's like, bro, you need to understand, like, you guys are going to be fine. You're bros, man, because Jimmy said something earlier, I forgot to cover this. He's like, Kevin just wants these titles, and if you guys lose these titles, what is Kevin going to do to you? He's going to turn your back. You guys have been turning your back on each other for so many times throughout this, all the way when Kevin came into NXT. Remember that? And that when Sammy won the NXT championship, and he came out and he powerbombed him and destroyed him, and it was like, oh shit, because this rivalry is legendary upon itself. It goes back to, so long ago, that before WWE, that we still hold on to it, and Triple H understands that this is an important, like, friendship, frenemies, and rivalry. He understands how important this is, and them having their big WrestleMania moment was huge. So it's all building to SmackDown, and we're gonna see what happens. Big match and the draft all in one night. I'm a little overwhelmed. So now, this was pretty cool. 40 years of WWE doing a Make-A-Wish. Over 40 years back, they started in the 80s and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Cool news and stuff like that. So, that's awesome on WWE. 40 years. That's a long time, man. All right. Now we got Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. They show Bad Bunny's rolling up. He's walking to the ring looking swag, got a cowboy hat and all. And, this match ends in a DQ. But it really ain't about the match. It ain't about a win or loss. It's about Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And freaking, there's a part where after Damian got, what do you call it? Disqualified. DQ. Duh, dumbass. God. He got disqualified because he threw a chair right at Ray's head. And Ray went, hurrah, And but he started beating up Bad Bunny. No Dominic, no Finn, no Rhea, it's just Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Bad Bunny comes out with a kendo stick. He's ready to fight, and we're getting a match I did not expect. I did not expect this match. I expected Bad Bunny with the LWO versus Judgment Day at the pay-per-view. But that's not a thing anymore. We're not going to see them tag team up with each other. He might have the LWO in his corner, or they might help, and Judgment Day might interfere, and that's when the LWO. But we're getting Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny at Backlash in a street fight. Whew. Oh, God. That took me for a loop. My wife was like, oh, yeah, he's going to team up with Ray. Then they're going to face Dominic and face Damian. I was like, yeah, that's what I've been predicting. Nope. We're going to have Bad Bunny and Damian Priest in a street fight because I like what Bad Bunny says. I am no longer the host because I'm going to go and beat your ass at Backlash. And I was like, oh, man. And after all that's said and done, after I kind of calmed down and kind of settled in my chair, I was like, damn. That was a great Monday Night Raw. 5 out of 5. I don't care what anybody says. And I love that heavyweight championship so much. And I'm glad the World Heavyweight Championship's back. And now it's like, who should be the first to hold that title? My mind was like, oh, Cody. That's Cody's title. That's Cody's championship. The big gold belt that his dad held, back in the day and everything. I was like, that has to be Cody's title. But I was like, I want Cody, though, to still have his redemption to beat Roman Reigns and defeat the streak, So now that this World Heavyweight Championship is in the mix, it did really shake the foundation of like where we're going with this. Is Seth gonna hold it? Finn even looked at it for a bit. I was like, oh, Finn Balor, he was a champion before. He was the first Universal Champion, but he lost it. We had to relinquish it because he got hurt with Seth. It's just like there's so many possibilities, and there's Cody in that factor. But he's got Brock Lesnar next week, and Brock Lesnar's coming back next week. So my blood is boiling, man. I'm sweaty. I'm not lying. I am sweaty. I have changed up my diet. I've been wearing like workout clothes so I can work. I've been working out, doing some DDP yoga because I'm trying to get back in some shape here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying. Your boy is trying. I am trying. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go listen to the Sexy Ninja Cast, Rebuilding a Sexy Ninja. You'll be caught up there, because we're talking pro wrestling right here on the New World Podcast, baby. All right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Go get yourself the New World Podcast logo over at our TeePublic store. Designed, created by Penta X. Show some love. Go check out his music and yeah, nothing but love, brother. I know you're going through a little bit of tough times as I was texting you earlier today. You can get through this. You can do it. Much love to your family. I'm not going to say any more than that because that's your business. You got this, brother, and much love to your family. All right? Go show Penta X some love. Go check out his music and go get that sweet New World Podcast logo that he designed. Go get yourself the True Sexy Ninja mascot created by Katie. And Pro Wrestling Tee Store still in the works. I just have a few more tweaks I need to do and that's going to be exclusively New World Podcast merch. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Thank you for listening. 5 out of 5 for Monday Night Raw, April 24th, 2023. In the bag. Whoosh. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And as always, the New World No, I'm doing it wrong. Let's take it back. Give me the mic. I got to get my gurgle voice. The New World Podcast is for life, brother.
What you don't know is what happened a few hours ago. A few hours ago, I was cleared medically to compete here tonight.